Yeah, hello and welcome very much to a new SSCHNITTLABOR video. I hope you don't mind this little part of the lens here as being part of the image, but still, this is the very best way to compare those two cameras to each other. Sony's brand new RX0 with the new RX10 Mark IV. Both cameras have been said to be as similar as possible. No image stabilization, the RX0 doesn't have any image stabilization. Also, ISO is set to automatic. Since it's starting to get darker now, also both cameras will do their own choices in reference to the image. So what stays aside is then the iris, and the RX0 has only one fixed iris of 4.0. That's why also RX10 Mark IV has 4.0 set for the iris. So in reference to focus, the RX0 is limited to a decision between near or far in focus mode. Therefore, we tried to keep focusing in video mode as simple as possible. Face recognition is deactivated, even though it would be possible to use face recognition in photo mode with the RX0. It is so funny actually, you know, if RX10 and RX0 would get a child, then how would you call it? Maybe RX100, because you add the 0 from RX0 to the RX10. And it's actually true, this RX100, it's a small camera, very compact, you have some kind of zoom functions, all kind of video things and so on. So this is really a nice mixture between these two extremes. But there is another element which is connecting those three cameras. All of them are equipped with a 1-inch sensor. So you could say they are same, but in reality they are not, because the 1-inch sensors of the RX100 and RX10 have a 20 megapixel resolution, whereas the RX0 doesn't have this on the other hand. It's only 15 megapixel. Soon we are going to create a precise test comparing the image quality of those different sensors, so please don't forget to follow our channel if you're interested in such a detail. But actually this image with the child, is it really fitting? Because we just were adding the numbers, it didn't really make sense. Actually it seems more that the RX0 is the child of the RX10 with the RX100. And here we have to actually admit that the RX0 is really very small comparing to those two other cameras. It does not have this mega zoom of 24 to 600 which the RX10 has. And also it is not even having the 24 to 60mm zoom of the RX100. Obviously the RX0 doesn't have any zoom. It contains a 24mm lens with a fixed aperture of 4.0. Okay, so when understanding the RX0 as an overpriced action camera, then it shouldn't be a problem to have a fixed aperture of 4.0. But if you hope to be able to exchange your compact camera by your RX0, then this is just a wrong understanding of the situation. So the only way to modify exposure in this camera is to use different ISOs or to modify the exposure, which means the shutter speed. That means it will be almost impossible to create interesting depth of field effects, nor will it be easy to work precisely with focus with the RX0. And this even more because when working with the RX0 you have such a small tiny baby screen, and to see something precise there is almost impossible. So the only possibility to overcome this problem would be using an external larger monitor or even like an external recorder, because then also we could use the 4K resolution of the RX0. But then why should we carry around such a small camera? Then we could take a larger camera anyway, right from the beginning, with even more functionality. Yeah, and if it were not so completely dark, then we could see still a little bit more in the image, and we could maybe even guess a stripe of sunlight in the horizon. So what is then the purpose of buying such an RX0? Ah yes, now we remember. It's exactly for those special productions which are so small and so tiny and so specific that it is not possible to place any other small camera except the RX0 inside. Okay, so actually please don't mind, now the video may be even becoming worse because we put this LED ring on top of the RX10 Mark IV, and also you're seeing the top of this ring downstairs in the image of the RX0. I just wanted to mention one or two more things. Let's just finish this strange video fast. Yes, there was one more aspect why the RX0 can make sense. It's specifically for those videos where you cannot avoid to use the specific S-Log2 color profile limited to ISO 1600. So as already mentioned, we are going to produce more detailed and specific videos for the RX0 in near future, so please don't forget to follow our channel. Stay tuned, share and like this video, and please let's be compassionate with this new family member RX0. This camera is still very young and has a great potential to develop. All best wishes and see you soon. And then here in the very end, before we go out, just one last thing actually. After this little video which we recorded here, actually I don't see where I am anymore, this camera has been... The battery of the RX0 is already finished, whereas the RX10 IV is still in 60% potential. See you soon.